So, what are we talking about?
We are talking about your mental health and your decision. We just want the people want to know if you're okay. So, Dad, are you okay?
That is such a. How much time do we have?
We have a short 5 minutes.
Yeah, no. The answer is no. I've never been okay. Are you okay? Is anybody okay?
I'm not okay.
No, I am so not okay. That's why I'm doing this. I hope to someday be okay.
So, how did you decide to go on this journey? And why don't you talk a little bit about what you are doing next week?
So, next week I'm going on a 10-day silent meditation retreat at a place called the Dharma Dara. It is a Vipassana meditation center in Shelburne Falls. I leave at noon on Wednesday. I finish at 5 on Sunday. And it is 10 days of waking up at 4 o'clock to, if I read the menu correctly, strained prunes and oatmeal at 4 a.m., followed by 4 or 6 hours of silent meditation in the meditation hall, not guided, not music, no gong, no mantra, just me and the crazy people that live upstairs. Then we have lunch, which is terrible. I had to look up half of the thing. It's like tree bark soaked in camel piss. It's just the worst. It's like a concentration camp menu. It's awful.
I'm scared.
Yeah, well, you're not even doing it. And then
I'm
there's
not
no,
even doing it.
and then for dinner you have tea. So you're not allowed to consume food. So there's no sugar, there's no caffeine, there's no white flour, there's no food after 12 o'clock every day. I think it's 10 or 11 hours of meditation every day. No writing, no reading, no talking. Um, yeah.
So
What
many
else?
questions.
Yeah.
I have so many questions. So, no talking for anyone that knows you. I mean, how long do you think you're going to make it without talking? Is it
Well,
possible to
well,
not
if no one's
talk for
talking, who am
you?
I going to talk to? If no one's talking back, you can't play tennis without a partner.
I guess. What if you forget?
There's
Do
no
you
one
get
to
kicked
talk.
out immediately?
I don't know. I've never been. Maybe there's like a dunce cap. Maybe they put you in the corner. I could get sent to the principals. They might be put me on timeout. I think the whole idea is that we are constantly having conversations, right? So I've been back to your original question. How did I make this decision? This has been coming up in recovery for 22 years, and I've scheduled this and canceled it 4 times. I just never told anybody before. So now I'm going to do it. And the whole premise 20 years ago, meditation wasn't a thing, mindfulness wasn't a thing. Now it's all a thing. It's a lot of people are doing it. It's becoming very, very popular. So, yeah, all of our problems, mine, yours, Raddick, who's visiting, they start in our mind. And it's funny because you say you're not having a conversation. If you think about it, like right now, you're having a full on conversation with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We always are. Everybody's is in a full dialogue 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in their mind. The idea of this is to shut that off. And the premise is that you sit long enough with that and it'll be awful and excruciating. And at some point, you'll realize that it's not real and you'll stop paying attention to it. And then you can be calm. Question is, can you get there?
This is scary. I'm not even going.
But it's not. It's mainstream now. I've been doing so I started it's like I've been training. So I start low caffeine starting tomorrow. Radix here. I'm only gonna do one bang and two coffees tomorrow. Today I had 3 bangs and 10 coffees. So we're going to scale that down so that I don't have excruciating headaches.
It's
Cut
a
out
good
the
plan.
sugar on Sunday. White flour, I don't care. So, but the mindfulness part, I've been doing the meditation and mindfulness now consistently and tracking it for 111 days. I don't know if you can see that. See that?
Yep.
So for 111 days, I've done 1 hour a day consistently. So that's not 10 hours a day, but it's like, Raddick's doing a half marathon. So he's going to run 8 miles tomorrow. Right? You got to train to run a marathon. So I've been trying to get still, breathing exercises, do all that. And we'll see what happens. What's the worst that happens? No one ever died from not talking. People may have died from prunes, so that the food may kill me.
It might,
No,
based
we'll
on
see.
your current diet. It might actually kill you.
Raddick,
Yeah.
come here. He just looked in the refrigerator.
I know
Wait a
what's
minute.
in there.
Siri's talking to me. Come back over here so we can see you.
It's not good.
Can you hear him?
It's condiments
No, it's yogurt and bang.
and yogurt.
Not just like 100 yogurt.
Yeah.
100 yogurts. So
That's it. And Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke.
Diet Coke
That's it.
and bang
And bang.
and coffee.
And yogurt.
So my life is like stimulants. It's just one giant stimulant. So that was just Raddick's latest comment. You have nothing in your refrigerator except for Diet Coke, yogurt, and bang.
Do you think the amount of caffeine that you drink and all the stimulants that you drink, do you think that negatively affects your mental health? Or is that just how you've been operating now for as long as I've known you, which is my whole life?
Yeah, we've known each other that long.
30
Right?
whole years.
I know you're old, which makes me
I'm
really
so
old.
old.
I think the answer to that question is probably yes. Both. It's probably affected my mental health. Yes, 100%. And it's also my default. I don't know that I could quit caffeine, like wean down over 3 days, and then function on Wednesday in a normal business capacity. I couldn't have phone calls about the sober house. I couldn't have recruiting calls or real estate stuff with Jim or TBV conversations or a drug court onboarding or go to my AA home group. I don't think I could do any of that. Could I go plant my fat ass on a meditation chair and not talk? Yeah, I hope so. I'll probably fall asleep.
But that might be the neighbors in your head telling you that you couldn't do it. You probably could do it. It's all made up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like anything, there's a lot of stimulant. I mean, the level of caffeine is probably extremely unhealthy.
Not probably.
It's definitely north of 1,000 milligrams a day, every day.
Yeah, it's
for-
like world record
yeah
amount.
for probably 40 years.
I mean, we always say we're impressed, the siblings. Like, we're impressed that you're alive based on your diet and your lifestyle choices.
My
You're a
lifestyle-
medical mystery.
Well, my lifestyle choices have greatly improved.
That's true.
I haven't been to the doctor in 27 years.
Healthy.
No, why? You go to the doctor. What do they tell you?
You might want to get checked out every now and then just to make
Why?
sure.
Nothing's broken. So when shit breaks, I'll go.
I mean, that's fine for you.
I have a sinus infection right now. I called a friend. I got a prescription phoned in. I know what I got. I know what I need. So I saved $100 in 2 hours at the walk-in clinic.
There
Maybe I
you
should have
go.
gone to medical school.
There you go, doctor.
So I don't know.
Man.
You know, we'll see. We'll see. The mind. Think about. We'll put it in your own experience. When you would drink, when I would drink, I drank because I didn't like the way I felt, and then drinking would make me feel better, and then it wouldn't. So I would drink again to make me feel better,
Right.
and then I would feel like shit, and then drink would make me feel better, and then it stops. It stops working. So you take away the drinking, you still have discomfort in your thoughts, and most of the discomfort is fear looking forward. This is going to be the worst thing. What's going to happen? What's everything is going to end badly, right? Whatever's going on, or looking backwards and having regret. How did I get here? Why did I make these choices? If I had only all of that kind of shit, which is tied with all that negative, which makes you feel lousy. So if you can eliminate that, if I can eliminate that, that's going to go a long way.
Yeah.
Can't drink.
Well,
So
we're proud of you for going.
yeah, don't be
there's
proud
a
of me yet. We'll see what
current-
happens.
Current over/under bet with the sibling chat.
Yeah, it doesn't look very impressive. I think it's the average is that I will last 20 minutes of 10 days.
I don't know. I have you making it through the whole thing, so
You and one of my college roommates, PJ O'Connor. PJ's got me making it the whole way. Cheesy has me going 15 minutes. That was this morning. Chad has at me 100,000. You can bet $100 and make 100 grand if I make it for 10 days. So that's kind of impressive odds. That's the equivalent of Melrose High School winning the Super Bowl. Like that's the current odds of Melrose High School winning the Super Bowl. So it basically can't happen. But we'll see.
we'll see. I mean, I'm rooting for you. I don't know that you're gonna make it through, but I want you to make it through. That's where I currently stand.
Oh my God. Yeah. So look, that's a role reversal. That's like now you're being the parent. Like, I know you really suck at volleyball, but I want to see you do good. But
I want to see you succeed.
I want to see you succeed, but you suck.
I'm really, really rooting for you.
It's like watching Quinn play soccer last year. Like, oh God, I so want to see you do that. And you're maybe the worst soccer player I've ever seen in the history of soccer players.
That was really terrible. She's now found her cheerleading, so that's better.
It was so funny. I mean, that was terrible, tragic.
It's awful.
So maybe my mindfulness and meditation experience will be slightly better than my granddaughter's soccer debut. So we
can
get that to
only
aim for.
hope.
We can only hope. So this is the 5-day countdown. So Radix up for a few days. We're going to start a caffeine detox, a sugar detox. So touch base tomorrow. Maybe we should take bets. Maybe we should do
Probably.
a GoFundMe. Maybe if I can make it, we can raise money for the men's sober living house or the therapy dogs that we're going to bring in there, or the latest conversation we had. There used to be a show, well, there still is a show called This Old House, where they come to old properties and they restore them and they film it on TV. Been on for 45 years. They called. So This Old House wants to come to the property. So we got a lot of good things on the horizon. So if I survive and don't kill myself or everybody in the meditation center or escape, you may find me running naked down Mass Pike because I just had a psychotic break. So
That's
There's a
my
lot-
other thought too.
there's
is
a
like,
lot of possible outcomes here. I would just say
kind of scary.
stay tuned for breaking news. Watch the news, right? CNN.
Oh man,
Man breaks out of meditation retreat dressed as Buddha.
totally lost his mind.
Totally lost his talking to birds. So this is fascinating. We'll end on this one. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the guy described, he was interviewing somebody, and he said, describe crazy. What does crazy look like to you? And he said, crazy to me is when I'm in downtown Boston, and I'm walking down the street, and I see people talking to themselves. That was his definition of crazy. And the guy spun it around on his head, and he asked this question: "What are you thinking about right now?" And the guy went on to talk about some experience he had had over the past weekend. It was a birthday party, and he forgot the cake, and it was this whole drama that he was playing out. He was having this conversation in his head while he was having a real life conversation with this guy. So the interviewer said, "What's the difference between what you're doing in your head and the guy that you just identified as psychotic?" And he thought, and he paused, and he said, "He's doing it out loud." That's the only difference. So the only difference between what we determine as crazy and us is the crazy guy is having the conversation that we're having, but he's doing it verbally. He's expressing it. He's doing it out loud. We know better than to do that. He doesn't, but we're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So who's crazy?
Everyone.
Everyone. So the idea here is quiet the neighbors, just like we did in Flippin' Luke's podcast, right? I got shitty neighbors that live upstairs. This is all about trying to get them quiet. We can't evict them. They're not going anywhere. So the best we can do is get them to shut up. So
Amen.
I'm going on a shut up retreat. How's my lighting?
Good luck. The lighting's good.
It's like a fucking laser.